Hi there, this is Gary Ryan Blair, and this message is specifically designed to be a wake-up call, to get you to pay attention, to take back control of your life and ask yourself a very simple question. When? When is enough enough? You've got to ask yourself, what is the right time to answer this question? Well, as it relates to COVID, this is a question that each one of us has to answer, especially when it comes to believing the lies, accepting the hypocrisy, wearing a mask, living in fear, and surrendering your freedom. See, I struggled with this question myself, and early on, I decided that I would not be a victim, that I would not close my business, and that I would not live in fear. So what about you? Are you awake? Are you aware and alert to the truth? Or are you blindly obeying and following orders? No need to answer, simply because behavior never lies. And if this message is scratching an open wound, and you choose to stop listening right now, I'd certainly understand. But before you do so, I'd encourage you to stick around, as this could prove to be the wake-up call that you really need to hear. See, my particular audience tends to be the non-conformists, the renegades, and the misfits, the kick-ass and take names type of personality. These people long ago drew their line in the sand, and like me, they said something like this: there's no way I'm believing the lies. There's not a chance that I'm going to give you my freedoms. Not in a million years am I surrendering my right to bear arms. And there's no way on earth that I'm going to be your experimental lab rat and allow you to put a poison needle in my body. Now, I want you to answer the following questions, and I don't want you to bullshit yourself. What are you doing to protect your freedoms? Are you fighting hard enough? Are you fighting long enough? What are the reasons why you would tolerate being abused, manipulated, and even victimized? And at what point will you grow a pair and say, enough is enough? Now, I want you to consider these words from General Douglas MacArthur, who said, "The history of failure in war, or in any other human endeavor for that matter, can be summed up in just two words: too late. Too late in comprehending the deadly purpose of a potential enemy. Too late in realizing the mortal danger. Too late in preparedness, and too late in uniting all possible forces for resistance." Now, I believe we'd all be wise to take these words to heart, now more than ever. And if you made it this far and you find yourself at the precipice of change, allow me to provide you with a history lesson, one that you can use to mobilize yourself and others to action before it's too late. So let's get after it. When Julius Caesar led his troops from Gaul in January of 49 BC, he paused on the northern edge of a bridge. As he stood there, he debated whether or not to cross the Rubicon, a river that was separating Cisalpine Gaul, which is the piece of land where Italy joins the mainland. And when he was making this decision, Caesar was contemplating whether to commit a heinous act. If Caesar did in fact bring his troops from Gaul into Italy, he would be violating his role as a provincial authority, and he would essentially be declaring himself an enemy of the state. However, if he didn't bring his troops into Italy, Caesar would be forced to relinquish his command, and likely he would be forced into exile, thus giving up his military glory and ending his political future. Caesar understood the gravity of his situation, and at the moment of decision, he declared in Greek and in a loud voice, "Let the die be cast," and then he led his troops across the river. So what I want to do is I want to talk to you about the point of no return. See, when Caesar crossed the Rubicon, he passed the point of no return. His actions started a 5-year Roman civil war, and at the war's end, Julius Caesar was declared dictator for life. And as dictator, Caesar presided over the end of the Roman Republic and the start of the Roman Empire. Therefore, by crossing the Rubicon, Caesar was not only seeding his own political future, but effectively ending the Roman Republic and beginning the new Roman Empire. His decision, in my opinion, altered the course of history forever. So when was the last time that you made a Rubicon decision? I'm talking about a decision that altered the course of your life. As you think about the types of decisions that you've made over the course of your lifetime, chances are there's only a few that rise to the level of what I call true Rubicons. So allow me to explain. Crossing the Rubicon, burning bridges, point of no return, drawing a line in the sand. These are all metaphors which share a similar meaning. It means a transformative event occurred, which in turn triggered a life-changing decision to abandon the life we once knew and move ahead into an unknown and unfamiliar realm of experience. See, for most of my adult life, I've pursued what I consider to be the organizing principles of lasting change. And many years ago, I came to the understanding that there's a pivotal moment in each one of our lives. Actually, there's a few of these moments that we must experience before we wake up, before we turn pro, before we grow a pair, and most importantly, when we take our destiny into our two very capable hands. And I believe that this pandemic is your Rubicon. See, the decisions you make and the actions you take during this pivotal moment in time can, should, and must lead you to a life-altering transformation. And that is a point worth repeating. The decisions you make right now and the actions that you take during this pivotal moment in time can, should, and must lead you to a life-altering transformation. In the song The Point of No Return from the Phantom of the Opera, the metaphor of burning a bridge is used to describe the completion of a transition between two different phases of life, such as transitioning from being a boy to a man, from a girl to a woman, from amateur to professional, and from victim to hero. See, fire symbolizes a irrevocable change in the course of your life. And as we turn back, we see a familiar way that is no longer possible or even desirable. Now, have you burned any bridges lately? Have you drawn a psychological line in the sand? Have you crossed your own Rubicon and passed the point of no return? Have you woken up and made the decision to take back control of your life? Or are you on your knees with your head buried in the sand, drinking one tall glass of Kool-Aid after another, and standing by idly as your life turns into a modern-day Greek tragedy? You see, if the entire world can be convinced that wearing masks, closing businesses, shuttering schools, and working from home is the right thing to do, then why not close junk food producers? Why not close porn operators, as well as tobacco growers and vape manufacturers? Why can't this type of psychology be used to get people to eat vegetables, to exercise, to read the classics, practice good etiquette, and to demonstrate integrity? So you're being brainwashed, you're being lied to, you're being censored, and you're allowing yourself to be manipulated. You need to wake up and you need to release the Kraken before it's too late. See, the ease by which hundreds of millions of people around the globe have accepted irrational, unconstitutional, and unprecedented police state type restrictions on their freedoms, including the freedom to make a living, has been sobering and provides proof that PSYOPs work. Now, at the risk of being a broken record, I'm going to ask it again. At what point in time are you going to say, enough is enough? See, we're all playing a high-stakes game of one and done. You just get one shot at this apple called life, and you don't have to live it the way that the deep state wants you to, which is isolated, afraid, wearing a mask and waiting for some authority figure to give you the green light to get on with your life. But to live life on your own terms, you must avoid following popular opinion. You must avoid conforming to the weak and highly vulnerable will of the majority, and you must avoid the traps of indoctrination, and most importantly, you must avoid the seduction of mass media. Whatever prevents you from achieving your goals and dreams, from living joyfully and healthy in both body and mind, is a bridge in need of burning, a Rubicon which you must cross in order to get to the other side. And the good news, and it's all good news, is that the following awaits you once you burn some bridges, once you cross the Rubicon and get past the point of no return. I'm talking about a sense of joy and fulfillment like you've never experienced before. Ownership of your life and complete control of your destiny. You get increased self-confidence that makes you feel like the champion you are. You also get to enjoy a powerful sense of focus and concentration that's impossible not to notice. You get to enjoy a superior level of commitment that powers you through any obstacle or challenge, increased pride in the quality of work and the art that you produce, and your reputational capital that earns the respect and the admiration of your peers, and so much more. And if that is indeed the kind of life that you want to experience, then I encourage you to light a match right now to unleash your inner pyromaniac, to allow the bridges that you burn and the Rubicon you cross to lead you to a bigger, bolder, braver, and far more beautiful life. Let the die be cast.